5, 10 students of mine. I'm just going to quickly go over the assignment. The next unit is called resume, but it's really a whole package of information that you would bring to apply to a job. So I'm just going to go over that and let you know that the expectations for completing this is probably 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm really just going to go over it right now, a really quick summary of it, and we'll get into more detail later, but this at least will let you get started. Okay, so the application form, number 1, number 2 is the cover letter, number 3 resume, number 4 is references, number 5 is the job interview. This package is attached to the email that you've just gotten with the link to this video. So what we're going to focus on right now, real quick, is we're just going to look at the beginning of the application form, and you'll see it says find one online, print it out, or visit a place you want to apply for. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. I've made it really simple. So I've got a Starbucks application form, and it's really good because it's really complete. It has everything you could possibly ever see that you're going to encounter on an application form. It's 2 pages long. You got to scroll down to see both pages. And all I'm going to ask you to do right now is start collecting the critical information. So what do I mean by that? Things like, let's look at the very top, your full complete name, your present address, permanent address. This is for people that are moving around. For you, the point is you've got to figure out how to actually write down your full street address properly. It's maybe going to take you a few tries. I'd suggest doing this all in pencil to start with. How you write avenue, street, boulevard, all of those things, and how you write numerical street addresses and the order we write this stuff, it actually does follow a very strict format. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be learning how to do that. So first of all, trying to figure out how and recording your own personal address, the address of the school that you go to. You might probably need to Google it. I know I would, even though I've been working there for 10 years. The hours you're available, we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth later. There's some questions here that are going to be a bit more like an interview question, which we're going to deal with later. And then this is where it's going to be the hardest when we get to former employers. I'm going to be asking you to write down and keep track of work experience. That can be any volunteer experience you've done, it could be babysitting, we call it childcare. It could be mowing the neighbor's lawn. It does not need to be stuff that you've done in the past. You could talk to your elderly neighbor that needs someone to mow their lawn, and you could still socially distance and get the lawnmower out of the garage and go mow their lawn for them. That's work experience. Now you have an actual former employer to document here. So however you need to go about doing this, you need to start making records of all the things that you've done for work experience, which is also volunteer experience at school or outside of school. And you need to figure out how to record those things correctly. And you'll notice here it's the name and the address of the employer. So again, figuring out how to write the address correctly with the street address and whatnot. Phone numbers, how they want to be contacted. So that's it for now, is just have a look at the application form and start trying to collect names, phone numbers, street addresses, that information that we're going to be using moving forward on this. And I'm sure you'll have questions, probably more questions once we get going on this, but that's easy enough for you to ask me by the email that I sent all this to you on. Okay? All right, take care, guys.